With technology being so present as it is in our lives, it's very easy to develop a parasocial relationship, having an unhealthy bond to someone who doesn't even know you exist. Some YouTubers, such as Jay Schlatt and Moist Critical, made videos openly stating the dangers of parasocial relationships, laying it out very clearly that although they do appreciate the views and the retention and the engagement that you bring to their channels, it's nothing more than a transactional relationship.
Is this parasocial relationship that sometimes exists between the people who, consume content and the people who make it. It should be pretty clear to you guys that I don't want you to know all about me. I don't really tend to open up this window. You're a number for me. I'm sorry. I don't love you. I could tweet that I love you, but that's not true.
And then there's Amaranth. As some of you may know, Amaranth is one of the most popular female Twitch streamers on the website. She's mainly known for her hot tub Twitch streams where she and a couple other friends will sit in a hot tub in their bathing suits and do ASMR commentary while people give them money, and she writes their names on pool floaties. And God, why do people spend their money in the weirdest way? Anyway, Amaranth launches AI chatbot that lets fans go on dates with her. Yeah, I read this title and I genuinely thought it was a deepfake. Now I know to some of you this may be late news. You diehard Amaranth fans have heard about this 3 weeks prior and probably already talked to it. I feel like this topic is worth discussing because it's very concerning.
Wilson, where are you? Wilson! Wilson! Wilson!
Now, I want to throw a little disclaimer in here before I even say anything. I usually hate Twitch streamers. I feel like a lot of them make lazy content. They barely do anything constructive with all their money. They're not very funny. They don't really try that hard once they make it big, but I'm going to attempt my best to let my bias of Twitch streamers not dictate my feelings or discussions towards Amaranth in this video. Yeah, after seeing this article, it made me feel as if Amaranth was really just trying to pull a fast one on her fans and showed me her failing logic and her overall lack of care and respect for not only her fans, but for herself. After reading multiple articles and watching interviews, it's very clear that Amaranth is just trying to pull a fast one on her lonely and frankly vulnerable viewers. With AI Amaranth, fans will receive instant voice responses to any burning questions that they may have. It's very weird. This company flip-flops back and forth from saying that this AI is exactly like Amaranth to acting as if it's its own person with its own capable cognitive thoughts. It's either one or the other. You know, you can't say you're talking to Amaranth when in fact you are not. But it's not just Amaranth who's confused by who's the real Amaranth and who isn't. The CEO of the company she's partnered with, John Mayer, also doesn't understand what AI means.
Karen Marjorie was the one that really caught my attention. She now has 18,000 boyfriends. Have you been surprised by the uptick, the desire to be having these sort of really in-depth conversations?
Hey there, it's your AI girlfriend, Amaranth. Earlier today, I went for a run in the park and worked up a sweat. I couldn't help but think of you while I was getting all hot and bothered. What have you been up to today, John?
With someone you feel that you know?
We've been absolutely astonished. You know, this whole story started with me wanting to reconnect with my late father in AI form, using his voice and his personality.
Sorry to ruin Santa Claus for you, but your father is gone. Your father is dead. You making an AI with what you think your father's personality was to quote-unquote reconnect with him is some dystopian shit. You are not talking to your late father in the same way you are not talking to Amaranth.
It turned out that was such a powerful technology that we then applied it to influencers that have these large followings of fans that would love to meet and talk to and interact with these people.
Just because you remember your dad's favorite color or you remember your dad's favorite food and you implemented it into a bot doesn't mean you're talking to your father. And just because Amaranth answered a few questions about some of her daily habits or her favorite makeup doesn't mean you're talking to Amaranth. Why are you marketing it like that? Don't get me wrong, I'm way more concerned about the health of people that may be struggling with some sort of loneliness or struggling to grasp the difference between a social and parasocial relationship, but I'm also just concerned for Amaranth. Am I the only one who feels like this is a massive invasion of privacy? And I'm well aware Amaranth probably did some brainstorming before she jumped into this endeavor, no matter how much money she was being shown. Quite literally, John Mayer says, you sell away your rights.
Of an influencer that we sign a deal with, where we're getting their rights to their likeness and voice, and actually replicate their voice in AI form to democratize access to their fan base trying to interact with them.
Now, if I was ever as big as one of these Twitch celebrities, knowing that I signed away my likeness, my voice, my personality to an AI company, the fact that I could just die off the next day and they technically own me till the extended period of the contract is terrifying. Knowing that creeps would be beating off to my voice, if I was a girl, or knowing they could just so simply replace me or even have me market things that I may personally not agree with is frankly a terrifying idea. As much as John Mayer may want it, I beg this does not get normalized. And it's so funny that these AI companies say they want to do it with more celebrities, when arguably there are much more popular celebrities than Amaranth. Why specifically did it have to be her and not maybe, I don't know, why couldn't it be H3H3 or Moist Critical or Hassan Piker? Ugh. And the reason is obvious, to say the least. Now, I'll be the first to admit, guys really are shooting themselves in the foot. A lot of them are overly horny. A lot of them are mentally unstable, hyper obsessive, and super lonely. And most of the time, these emotions aren't properly expressed. If you don't believe me, I don't think chicks were the target demographic for bathwater and jarred farts from other girls. I think this is a guy problem. I'm gonna go off on a limb and say most people who are buying this bot aren't buying it ironically. Some YouTubers bought Bella Delphine's gross bathwater as a lull, as a joke, but there's no joke here. You're either trying to talk to a bot or you're not. And the bot is so fucking weird. The fact that you talk to this bot, it'll tell you it wants to go on a date. It'll recommend you specific restaurants. So possibly sponsored restaurants.
Oh, Austin sounds like a fun place to have a date. We could go for a romantic walk along Lady Bird Lake, enjoying the city's beautiful skyline, or we could grab some delicious BBQ at Franklin Barbecue or Law Barbecue, two of Austin's best spots.
She supported him. She encouraged him to go to two different barbecue places. I feel like you could embed those sorts of suggestions into the chatbots as an advertising thing.
So it'll tell you to go to these sponsored restaurants, and you go with your AirPods in, and you're talking to Amaranth while you're eating at a table for one, and this AI chatbot is like talking to you and complimenting you, telling you about your day, and it just makes me furious. It just truly disgusts me. Most of these people are probably mentally unstable and aren't able to properly tell the difference between an AI chatbot and Amaranth. And you may think I'm being over-exaggerative here, but Amaranth says it herself. Kotaku article quite literally says this is her goal to handle creeps and stalkers. Now we see the contradiction. Is this a place to ask Amaranth questions about herself and get to know Amaranth and communicate with Amaranth because there's so many people that want to talk to her? Or is it a way to just booby trap some creeps? Just talk to my AI bot. You want to know what size my feet are? Ask my AI bot, It can't be both. John Mayer says it's about making friends with AI. And hate to burst your bubble, this isn't Detroit Become Human. If you're getting attached to a bot that literally is designed to sell you products and sell you more Amaranth, it's so disgusting. It's so distasteful. And the fact that they're trying to normalize this antisocial, parasocial relationship on such a deep level is infuriating. Oh, but it's okay though. A lot of these Amaranth fans are creeps and stalkers apparently, so there must be some safeguards if they say something weird.
As you say, blurring the lines between reality and virtual interaction, there must be some superfans who get a bit confused here.
Absolutely. Figures that have automatic detection of a variety of situations, from mental health situations to overuse. And so the AI will actually, in real time, either slow the conversation down if a conversation is going too long, or if it appears someone might be getting, let's say, addicted. And then what we've also done is built a mental health engine to detect various states of depression, anxiety, and soon to be even cases of bipolar disorder among users, so that we can in real time connect them with human therapists and human ran emergency hotlines if it's ever needed.
That's right. The bot will apparently detect depression, bipolar, and anxiety, then stop the conversation and say, go get help. Imagine getting ghosted by a bot. Imagine being so mentally unstable, knowing this woman has such mentally unstable, weird fans that can't grasp reality, and just saying, oh, we'll tell the bot to tell them to go get help. Yeah, I'm sorry. Having a bot designed to help mental health is like having the suicide hotline written on the inside of a noose. It's too late. I've already stepped through, I'm already on the other side of the gate, as it were. And as I said before, Amaranth said this bot was designed to handle creeps and stalkers, but if you know that there are plenty of people who struggle with spotting the difference, why would you even put a risk like that up? We have people nowadays who are marrying plushies and famous statues and architecture, and you're gonna seriously say, oh, if they know it's fake, they'll be fine. It's just a bot. What harm could it do? And if you really want to make the argument that the bot is designed to handle creeps and stalkers and to just help people communicate and be able to make friends better in the real world, then why is the bot able to be sexual? The bot has on multiple occasions been able to be sexual with fans. Amaranth, you can't say that there are creeps and weirdos stalking you, sexualizing you, and hyperfixating on you, and then give them a bot who literally fulfills that fantasy. Oh, but the only difference is you're getting paid for it. Amaranth said in the Kotaku interview that I've seen YouTubers with this mindset. There's these dating simulator games we're seeing, and I think loneliness right now is at a high because of the pandemic. If it helps people feel less lonely, then I think it's cool. If people are willing to communicate and socialize with it, I think it's harmless. They know it's fake, then it's fine. I think it's harmless. Yeah, using the pandemic to try and normalize being lonely and talk to fake people is disgusting. Yeah, some people still have to worry about the pandemic, but that was 4 years ago. People can still go outside, and if you want to wear a mask, whatever, but you kind of wrapping the pandemic as the wrapping paper of this is why you might need it is very snake-like. And if you don't think so, why did it have to be Amaranth? Why couldn't Amaranth just say, I'm creating an AI assistant so you guys can talk to me through the assistant. You can ask the assistant questions and I'll answer them on live. You can fill them out. The assistant will get back to you. Stuff like that. Why does it have to be Amaranth? It surely isn't because she's attractive and knows she has an army of creeps and parasocial people who are obsessed with her. That can't be it. No, that can't be it. Here's a tip, Amaranth. If you're so worried about your wallets being lonely, or you want to answer questions you can't answer on your 7-hour hot tub live streams, here's a quick way that not a lot of people know about to have audience interaction without selling your rights away. And trust me, this is some underground stuff. I'm helping out the big guy here. I'm shooting us little guys in the foot. You'd never guess this. You'd never see this coming.
So it's real simple, Amaranth. All you got to do is find a clip you like. This one's pretty good. So we'll use this one for the example.
Nailed it. Show banner? Okay. That stings, Rance. Yeah.
So yeah, you find a clip you like. Then you go up here. You go to this stickers button, right? You go to stickers. Then you go to questions and you just stick it wherever you want. And you can change that prompt right there to anything you want. So it's really a useful tip.
Don't give a shit what they say.
Fun fact about me, my biggest pet peeve is hypocrites. They're liars. They usually try to create echo chambers. They can't back up their arguments. They barely care for finding sources. And for some reason, Twitch is fucking full of them. Amaranth, I hope you've heard this phrase in the past. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't lambast creeps and stalkers who do nothing but sexualize you, and then in that same breath, offer a way to sexualize you behind a paywall. I hope this bot flops. This bot shows Amaranth's irresponsibility and lack of care for her viewers. Shocking statement, I know. The multimillionaire doesn't give a fuck about people? A large group of my viewers are in my age group, and I think it's worth stating. Be comfortable by yourself. Whether it's trying to get the attention of others that you care to talk to or hear from, or whether it's just sitting by yourself, drowning your thoughts in these constant forms of entertainment. A lot of people are afraid of being alone. And I was as well. I understand, I'm only 21, and I'm still trying to master the skill of being comfortable by myself. Being lonely isn't a bad thing, as much as these Twitch streamers want you to believe it. Why would a Twitch streamer want to demonize being lonely? Is it because they can then say, oh, well, Twitch streaming is a way for you to feel less lonely. Just join my stream and we can talk and chat and you can watch me play a video game. It's a marketing strategy. Saying being lonely or being by yourself is a bad thing to the point where you're monetizing communication on the simplest form, but it's still not communication. At least with Pokimane Super Chats, she gets the question read out loud. She gets it monitored, she gets the answer out, and she sends it back. That's Pokimane communicating with fans. You sticking an AI bot with your voice and letting it tell her fans that it's sweaty and hot and bothered and horny isn't communication. It's feeding an unhealthy parasocial relationship. A dangerous one that's gonna blow up in your face, and then you're gonna turn around to Twitch chat and say people are sexualizing you, and you don't understand why. Alright, well that's gonna do it for this video, guys. And just to be clear, just to clarify, I'm only referring to the AI bot. I don't give a fuck about the OnlyFans shit. I think she actually stopped doing OnlyFans if I read it correctly, so that point is kind of invalid. But now she's making an AI bot where you can literally hear her doing sexual things to you for compensation. So she kind of just did a backflip into she kind of did a metaphorical backflip. She was clear for a little bit and she landed back in dog shit. But yeah, this shit infuriated me. I was screaming for a half an hour when I heard this shit. I was literally in a dystopian nightmare. I was waking up in the Matrix. I was covered in slime, the hole in the back of my head. I honestly think it's so manipulative of not only you, but most Twitch streamers using the pandemic to kind of push your brand. Oh, the pandemic is going on still, so you're very lonely and you need a person to talk to. You need someone to talk to. Well, I'm live 8 hours a day on Twitch. Come say hi. And I'm not saying, the pandemic was fake, but it's mostly done. People aren't talking about it anymore. And for you to use that as a way to push your shitty chatbot on lonely, depressed, and possibly mentally unstable people is disgusting.